Good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is still Beth. We are still in a traveler's notebook doing our river journal, and we're on the Yangtze. Oh, let's get all our stuff together and get going. So, admittedly, today I was out of ideas, but apparently not out of a Pop Tart. Okay. Um, Out of ideas. I'm getting, after like your 2700 traveler's notebook or whatever, some days the ideas don't flow. So I went back into my memory bank and did something we did in grammar school. Um, I wrote the Yangtze and kind of decorated it a little bit in the middle of a piece of Kaye paper from Moleskin, and then I folded that paper in half, and those are my Stabilo Woody pencils, and so they're watercolor pencils, and I did it kind of like folded it in half and took the transfer it to the other side. A lot of times you would see things in this. I didn't see anything. um, I tried. I didn't see anything. And maybe it's because they're more watercolor than acrylic. It kind of just faded into the background. I have to say, though, I do love these things just as much as my Neocolor 2s. And I'm not so sure they're not the same thing. Um, they're both made in Germany. But, so I went with red. The Chinese color red is so powerful, and I wrote Yangtze really big on the other side, and now I'm going to fold it in half and see what transfers to the side where I wrote Yangtze River in green. And red and green make mud. So, I'm kind of seeing like an old-fashioned Chinese watercolor where there's sea scenes and they have those pretty saipan boats. I guess this is Chinese and Japanese. Saipan boats and the mountains and the fog. So that's what I'm going to do. And with my Stabilo Woody pencils. And I I'm drawing it in between each stage because these things do mush together like a watercolor. They're watercolors. And measuring to make sure I have the right size. And I came to another like eye-opening light bulb moment in the middle of the night again. Uh, One of the reasons why I like Jose Naranja so much, even though I can't replicate or even come close to being able to do what he does, and he's the Orange Manuscript, he does his own text. Of course, his is beautiful, but it's his. And in and amongst his travels and what he does, here I'm drawing some mountains, not unlike I just did yesterday, but I'm going to do the same thing. And we're in a valley, in and amongst some tall mountains along the Yangtze River, and it's a foggy morning while we're on our boat. Keep that in mind, okay? But so anyhow, Jose Naranja. I love the text, his own writing that he puts in his pages most of the time, and I'm going to try to do that more. I a lot of times I don't do any journaling. Most of my journaling is verbal here. So now, whether I describe where I'm at or whether I describe how I did that page or spread or whatever, I'm trying to make fog here. Um, I'm not sure, but I'm going to add some more journaling as we get going here, I think. So here's my little boat, juvenile, juvenile. That's because I'm juvenile in drawing skills. But and it's on white. Now the Kaye paper is cream. That doesn't bother me. I like the look of the two mixes together, and it kind of stands out better. Um, and I don't want perfection. I want texture and color and uh, environment. And when I mean that, I mean like this is going to sound weird, but the mood that this page brings. It's kind of a foggy morning, and the color of the paper is not going to make it or break it for me. That is actually a gold one in those Stabilo Woodies, and it comes out gold, just like Jane Davenport's gold. No, Prima's gold. Prima's gold. But I really, so the color of the paper, the two papers mixing together does not bother me. And did I do it directly onto the same page? No. I separated it into two pieces of paper. I'm okay with all that too. because I get torn edges on this, and I get the crinkly and the bumpy texture of the two different papers. This is regular copy paper, and the other one is Moleskine Cahier paper, which is also very thin. I just love that all put together. And I don't go out for perfection as far as put your boat on the river at the right uh, line of the horizon. Is it above the water or in the water? It doesn't matter to me. Um, I did draw in regular ink the lines of the boat, kind of like a sketchy, urban sketching look. I just really liked how this all turned out. Um, I'm tearing the edges of the paper now and going to put it in my. You can still kind of see the words Yangtze, and I like that too, because that's how I started out. Do you remember? Did any of you do that as a child? You would like write your name, stretch it out, and then probably in acrylic, fold the paper in half, and mush it together, and then whatever was on one side would transfer to the other. I don't know why I thought of this. I did in the middle of the night. I'm like, oh, that's what I might do tomorrow. Try to do the Yangtze. I didn't know what was going to happen. It really did turn into mud, probably because of the watercolors. But all in all, at the end, I really like how this worked. I'm trying to dry it in between stages because these really do blend much faster and easier than regular watercolors, if you ask me. And I don't know the science behind all that, but I really like how this worked. My top is kind of ragged where I tore it. None of that matters. It adds to the effect in my world. Um, I'm trying to add a horizon line there, but in the end, I really kind of let it mush in. I think I do add a little bit more fog up in the sky. I just really like how this worked. It's different, something I haven't done in a while, or ever in a traveler's notebook for sure. Maybe not even in a regular 12 by 12 scrapbooking form, which is what I started out in. And Kurti, I'm going to try to take a picture of my uh, stack of progress for 2017. My goal was to have, she knows this, my goal was to have 17 inches of journaling books in 2017. Last year, I think I had 12 inches. So this year, I gave myself a goal of 17 inches, and I will have 17 inches more. Um, in hindsight, I wish I had not deleted some of my other journeys, but I have, so you just got to take my word for it. I'll label them all in the Instagram picture. How about that? So, I think we are just about here to the end of all of this. It's not in shot, as usual. And I'm using regular Elmer's school glue, but that's okay. And when I put this in my book, I put it off center purposely because I'm leaving a margin on the right hand side to journal in. And again, I don't know if I'm going to use how I did this spread as my journaling or what happened along the Yangtze that morning we were floating on it when it was so foggy. Probably the latter, because I like to make up stories for my stuff, or I like my stuff to turn into art. My stories, I don't know. Is this totally juvenile? Yes. I'm okay with all that. I've gotten past the point where I want to be Veronica Van Gogh. I'm just me. I'm never going to be Veronica Van Gogh. Just me doing what I like to do, staying out of trouble. Oh, I put my title on here. Um, and painting and having art take me away every day. Um, so this was fun. It is really pretty here today, but it is getting cooler and cooler. I was trying to look up the weather. I keep track of the weather. It's 51. The high is going to be 57, so it's cool. It's sunny all day today, but it's cool. And that's going to be like that next Thursday. I think next Thursday is Thanksgiving here. Is it, or is it the next week? Nope, it's next Thursday, a week from tomorrow. Holy moly. Okay, back to the Yangtze. Yeah, I don't think they have Thanksgiving in China. So there's my right hand margin, and now I'm going to color that green faintly and just have it sort of be on the edge, but not part of the work. And I'm protecting my other pages as much as I can here with deli paper. I went in with Jane Davenport Brights and just barely put any of that green on there. Just enough to crinkle the paper and turn it green. And then I add a little red square in the corner, which I accidentally burned with the heat gun. But I like the little red squares that the artists always sign all the work with in China, on Chinese prints and stuff. I don't know how to write Beth in Chinese, but it is what it is. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, only because I want to talk to all of you. Leave me comments. You can leave me comments on Instagram too. That's my Instagram address. And I will see you all tomorrow on the Yangtze. Maybe with food or something. I don't know yet.